What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Trollking here once again. Welcome to Draw Phase, and we're gonna go over the new cards that came out today. We got some doozies. We got we got some good cards. So the game is looking to open up in different directions with different types of play styles, different mechanics. So really excited. So let's get straight to it. So the first card we have is a new champion unit in Ari, right? So it is 3 runes, 1 mind rune for a 3 might champion unit. Ari Inquisitive. When I attack or defend, give an enemy unit here -2 this turn to a minimum of 1. So this card's good to have a static ability like that to debuff any type of or one unit there. Is pretty much geared towards more going against Jinx, I would say, like any type of like really aggressive decks or aggro decks. And Jinx is turn out to be like the main form of aggro right now. Its cost is fair. The static ability is good. Early game, card is going to see like it's going to be worth it playing. Late game, if you're going against Volibear or anything like that, then it's just going to die. It's not going to do much. However, if you want to like grab control of those aggro decks like Jinx or even some buff decks, it cancels out the buffs, and it's just really good against early game aggro decks. Other than that, like if it goes against any type of control, or like I said, Volibear, where there's just a bunch of big dudes everywhere, then it's not gonna do much. But like, I like this card. I'm gonna try and build a deck with it in it. However, if it's gonna be like amazing, I really don't think so. But it's definitely gonna be worth like playing around with. And it depends how the meta develops. Like when the game comes out, what's gonna be good, what's not gonna be good. Is aggro gonna be over the top and it's just everyone's gonna play aggro? Then if you want to counter the meta, then you definitely play Ari. So the next card we have is a new gear for orange or body runes. Body is the color. It is a Mistfall, so 3 costs. No recycling runes, which is cool. It is a gear, so it goes onto your battlefield. And when you buff a friendly unit, you may pay a body rune to exhaust it, and exhaust the gear itself, to ready the friendly unit. So in terms of having more cards for like Lee Sim decks, like buff decks and everything, it's good. I think this is going to be a staple. Like this is a must-have in your deck if you're gonna do the route or build decks around buffing, like Lee Sim or Demacia units. I forget the name of it right now. But anyway, yeah. So solid card, solid cost, has a great upside to it. If you're buffing units anyway, and then you have the extra runes to pay for it, so it just comes in ready. Then it's a really big plus because it makes the deck not only just have this one mechanic, but it makes the deck a little faster, right? It doesn't make it like a super aggressive like aggro deck, but it just makes it like a little. It gives it tempo. It gives the deck like any type of Lee Sin buff deck a lot of tempo. So I think it's honestly going to be like a staple in any deck that you have any buffs in it. And I'm building a Lee Sin deck right now on Pixelborn. So as soon as they update all the arts and everything and add the new cards, I'm definitely gonna play around with this and see how it works out. Our next new card is pretty like kind of like a vanilla card, I guess you could say. It doesn't have an effect like a Legion effect on it. In terms of it has order colors, right? So, but it doesn't have any exhausted runes. It's a 2/2, fair. With the Legion ability, when you play me, buff me. So it becomes a 2/3 or a 2 cost 3 might unit. If you combo it with the Legion, which means you just pay another card. Earliest turn 1 if you have the battlefield up, Power Obelisk, something like that. Yeah, the Obelisk battlefield. You have enough to actually play a gear, right? A 0 cost gear, and then you can Legion this into a 2/3, or sorry, a 3 might unit for 2. So it's a solid like first turn. It's not gonna break the game or anything. It's just like another like starter. It's good to have in your starting hand is basically what I'm trying to say. If it's gonna see play, sure, why not? If you run around like Legion effects, then this is just gonna be one of the staples in your deck. Is it amazing? No. Is it okay? Yeah, it's decent. It's just like one of those cards that you just need to kind of build upon in terms of combos. But you can also use this Legion stuff as well. I mean, if you can do 3 Legion effects at once, if you have enough, because it's such a low cost and there's no recycle cost for the runes, then yeah, sure, like you can pop out some like pretty crazy combos, I guess you can say. But yeah, in terms of amazingness, yeah, like I'll just give it like it's like mid tier, like B tier class of a card. But definitely going to see some play, depending on how the meta shifts and everything, and when the game comes out, and what's to come with it. So, yeah, decent card. Pretty vanilla. Has a Legion effect, pretty okay. And the last card we have is I think, insanely overpowered card. I love it. I think I love it. It is high cost. All right, so we'll just get straight into it. This card's like ridiculous. All right, so 6 rune cost, right? 1 body rune. Orange, I believe, is body. I'm still getting used to it. 6 might, solid, right? The 1 recycle rune is like a little much, but look at all the stuff it gets. So obviously it has to be in a buff deck. You can put this in, honestly, like this goes in Lee Sin, right? Like, because it's orange, right? Lee Sin matches with orange. You use this as your champion unit, honestly, because Lee Sin buffs a unit, right? Spend my buff, choose one you've not chosen this turn. You can choose deal 2 damage to a unit at a battlefield. It does not have to be in the battlefield itself. It just says a battlefield. Stun a unit at a battlefield. Ready me. And give me ganking this turn. So just let's go over everything. So in any type of aggressive deck, right, it just has utilities. Like it's gonna be like more mid late game. Like even with like Volibear, you can like ramp into it, right? But honestly, like if you're playing Lee Sin and to be patient and have this as your bomb, then it's really, really good. I mean, dealing 2 damage to a unit at a battlefield, you can get rid of pesky recruits or some early game stuff that's just lingering on a battlefield. Stunning a unit at a battlefield is really good as well. However, I need to read the rules on the stun effects to clarify a little bit more. I'm a little unsure of what exactly stunning does. I have an idea to where it just gets like knocked out of it doesn't die, but it doesn't participate in battle, I believe. And ready me, so you just have a 6 might ready to go in any type of battlefield. And if it's a 7 might unit, you go to a battlefield. If it has 2 buffs on it, right? You can take over one battlefield, you can give it ganking, and you can conquer the other one. Depending on what's on the battlefield, obviously from your opponent. Like it just has such utility. And when you have a card that has 4 different effects with varying utilities, it's just so situational that you can pretty much get yourself out of any little pickle that you're in, right? Like it just has so much value to it, right? And it's definitely worth the cost. Like honestly, there should be 6 with 2 recycled runes, honestly, for the things it could do. Yeah, I'm super stoked to play this card, to put it into a deck. I can't wait till Pixelborn updates the card list so we can have a little so we can test these new cards out. By the way, there is a link in the description for Pixelborn. Check it out, dude. Those guys do an amazing job with with mods and everything, and the fact that they put a lot of time and effort into giving us the game a little earlier online, just testing the decks out and testing the cards and starting to learn the rules a little bit. So, yeah, super stoked. Udyr, Wildman as a champion unit for any type of body deck, even Volibear, Lee Sin, it's just going to be amazing. Like this card's ridiculously good. So that's it for today. We just went over a couple cards. Do me a favor, guys. Please comment, like, and subscribe the video. Check back in for more Riftbound content. I'm going to be doing some streaming and some games on Pixelborn, so keep an eye for that. And as always, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you.